All right, let's proceed from the previous video. So here's a quick recap. We have source, have linear mover, and a sensor. So we move the original copy to the beginning of the conveyor. So the source should generate workpiece always at this position. So check the position. Let make a copy. So it's 4,423.87 in X direction, 228.5 in Y direction, and 435 in Z direction. So we put this values back in the source smart component. Okay, if we don't need any physical behavior, just generate workpiece was. So click apply. Okay, the position is taken into the source. Okay, let's take a look at linear mover. So we plan to move the workpiece from right to left, so that is the minus X direction. So for the direction of the linear mover, put negative sign in front of the value in the x-axis, and speed, let's try 500 millimeter per second, and then apply. Okay, we also need a trigger signal for linear mover. So after the part is generated, it should trigger the linear mover. Okay, it should be simple like this, but the executed signal from source is a pulse. So it generated it's on for a few seconds. So what we need is the set and reset logic. We need logic SR latch or set reset latch. It's inside. If it's not here in the recently used, you can find under signal and properties. Search for logic SR latch. Okay, so this is like a set and reset command. So when the source is generated, it will set. So set it to 1, and this output gonna trigger the linear mover. So it's basically mean that we force the value of 1 to trigger linear mover. So yeah, that's it for the first behavior. Okay, we generate and move work pieces. Next, we want to test it. We need virtual controller, so I have to call a robot. I suggest to use this model, quite a big one, because the next homework is we're gonna do palletizer. So the robot have to pick this part from the conveyor and put it on the pallet. So I suggest that you should use a big model like this one. Okay, put it somewhere here, and the same procedure, you need a virtual controller.ก็เดี๋ยวมาสรุปเป็นภาษาไทยนิดนึงก็ตอนนี้เรามี Smart Component แล้วก็ Config อ่าค่าให้สามารถสร้างชิ้นงานมาไว้ที่ตรงอ่าด้านหน้าของสายพานคือตอนต้นของสายพานนะก็คือเราตรงนี้เป็น original copy ใช่ไหมคะเราก็คือ copy ตำแหน่งของตัวนี้ของชิ้นงานตัวนี้มาที่ source ก็คือ copy ไปที่ position เนาะแล้ว copy ของชิ้นงานของเราก็จะมาเป็น object ที่ linear mover จะต้องพาวิ่งไปทีนี้พาวิ่งไปอ่าทิศทางไหนก็คือทิศทางลบx ใช่ไหมเพราะเราจะต้องวิ่งจากขวาไปซ้ายก็คือจะตรงข้ามกับทิศทางบวก x ก็จะเป็นลบ x แล้วก็ใส่speed เข้าไปนะโอเคอยาก we want to test our smart component we can also rename from smart component one to any name. So I prefer to use SC to indicate that this is smart component and this is a feeding conveyor. Okay, we want to test it. If you press play, it's gonna stop after a while because we don't have any program in the Rapid. So we have to fake to make it run. What we can do is to use a while loop. Select this one, while true, do nothing. Just put it like that to make the RobotStudio run. Okay. Okay. It's always, the simulation is always on. Okay. You can double click on your smart component. You have now one input, so you can turn it on. Yes. The workpiece is generated and moving along the conveyor, but it doesn't stop because we don't have any mechanism to stop it. So you can see here, the linear mover is always on here. Execute is 1. The number in the parentheses is indicating if it's on or off. Okay. Okay, we're gonna make the workpiece stop after the sensor check if the a workpiece. So you can delete this copy. And this is the original copy. You can make it invisible. Okay. Where's our sensor? It's down here. Yep, it's down here. We want to move it up here at the end of the conveyor. Okay, so we have to do some positioning. Okay, first it should make I put the robot invisible. Up. I temporarily put the robot invisible, and I'm gonna move the pan sensor up here. Okay. Okay. The sensor is started from 0, 0, and 0. Here, the first axis is 100 millimeter along the x-axis and also 100 millimeter along the y-axis, but it's not what I want. I want something like this. So I'm gonna put the first axis along the y. It should be something like 900 millimeter because the width of the conveyor is 950 millimeter, and the y-axis is the height of the sensor. So I think 100 millimeter should be okay. So yeah, we have our sensor and we should move it up here. So we move somewhere here. Let's apply. Let's move it a bit in front. Yep, and a bit up. Okay, the sensor should be somewhere here. You can resize and position your sensor as you want. Okay, the next important thing is that make sure that the sensor doesn't check the presence of the conveyor. So make a click on the conveyor, right click and check, go to modify and uncheck detectable by sensor. This means that the sensor will not check the conveyor. But for some people, they put sensor too low, so it always check the conveyor. And the next important thing is that you should ensure that the sensor check this workpiece. So click on thing, modify, and make sure this is on. Okay. Okay, go back to sensor. Okay, when sensor, okay, what sensor should detect? It should detect the copy of thing. So this is the sense part. And when the sensor is on, it should reset or make the linear mover stop. So this is gonna be the reset input of the logic latch. It also means that when the sensor is on, our smart component should send the signal to show that, okay, this process is done. Oops, okay. I don't have any output, so let's create it. So I should be put the name conveyor complete. And description will be like sensor detects the part. Okay. Okay. It means when this input is on, source will generate a part at this position at the beginning of conveyor, and the copy of this part is moved by linear mover in the minus x direction at this speed. And when the sensor detects the copy of this part, it will reset the linear mover. It also send a signal name conveyor complete to show that, okay, this process is done. So we finish this type of behavior. So we can let's check if everything okay. So active is always on. It means that this sensor is always detects. It's like in the physical world, you have you supply power to this sensor. ก็เสร็จแล้วSmart Component ที่ทำหน้าที่เป็นสายพานของเรานะคะก็ที่จานเพิ่มมาก็คือเป็นเซนเซอร์เนาะเซนเซอร์ก็จะเช็คอะไรเช็คตรง sense part เนี่ยก็จะเช็ค copy ที่ source เป็นคนสร้างขึ้นมานะพอเช็คได้แล้วเนี่ยเซนเซอร์เอาสัญญาณออกจากเซนเซอร์ก็จะไปเข้าเป็นขา reset ของ logic SR latch ซึ่งก็จะไป reset linear mover ก็คือจากที่เกิดกลายเป็น1ก็จะกลายเป็น0ก็คือ linear mover ก็จะหยุดทำงานและเซนเซอร์นี้ก็จะไปเป็นoutput ออกไปว่าสายพานนี้ทำงานเสร็จแล้วนะก็เดี๋ยวมาเทสกันโอเค let's check our smart component okay we turn the conveyor on yeah it's stopped let's move it away it's like someone else picked this part up try again this signal must not always on it can be a pulse yep okay ก็เสร็จแล้วนะคะ Smart Component ของเราอาจารย์ก็เทสด้วยการใส่เซนเซอร์โทษทีค่ะเทสสัญญาณก็คือกดให้สายพานทำงานนะมันก็จะสร้างชิ้นงานแล้วก็พาวิ่งมาจนเจอเซนเซอร์พอเจอเซนเซอร์ปุ๊บก็จะหยุดพร้อมกับมีสัญญาณตัวนี้ออกมาว่าสายพานทำงานเสร็จแล้วนะก็สัญญาณตัวนี้ก็จะไปเป็นอินพุตให้กับคอนโทรลเลอร์แล้วก็ไปทำงานสเต็ปถัดไปเพราะฉะนั้นในวิดีโอถัดไปเราก็จะเอาสัญญาณจากคอนโทรลเลอร์มาเปิดสัญญาณตรงนี้นะ turn conveyor on แล้วก็พอเสร็จแล้วก็จะได้รับสัญญาณ conveyor complete นะนี่ก็เป็นสเต็ปในการสร้างสายพาน alright we finish our first conveyor as a smart component in RobotStudio. The next video, I'm gonna teach you how to control these conveyors. So if there any noise in this video, I apologize. But I don't think it's that disturbing. Yeah. See you in the next video.